Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a biphase facial glow serum. A biphase facial glow spray or serum combines oils and waters into a beautiful, luxurious spray that's packed full of nutrients, vitamins, moisturizing properties that give you an instant dewy glow. So people are really liking the convenience of these types of sprays. They're very easy to make, and I've been actually seeing them all over the market as well. So you can purchase them, but making them yourself is going to be much less expensive. Super easy. You can totally do this, and I'm excited to be sharing this with you today. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my full visual process and step-by-step tutorial of how to put together this beautiful luminous biphase facial glow serum. And if you would like the full written recipe with percentages and amounts and a full detailed step-by-step tutorial, please head over to my Patreon campaign. It'll be available over there at just the $5 level. If you're new to my channel or you've never been over to my Patreon campaign, I really hope that you'll click that link in the description box below. It's a great way to support my channel and to help me to continue to do what I do best, which is share with you my weekly tutorials and videos. And there's something over there for everyone. If you like cosmetics, there's tons of cosmetic making tutorials and formulas. Just at the $5 level, you have access to almost everything I've ever published. And at the $7 level, you have access to every post I've ever made over there. So there's a ton to take advantage of if you're into other things like candle making or soap making, wax melts, also hair care products, just tons of things, shampoos, conditioners, body butters and lotions. There's so much. So I hope you'll click the link, check it out, and see what thousands of other makers have come to really love about my community. All right, let's get started. All right, everyone. So this formula has two phases. It's just a water phase and an oil phase. So we're going to start off by just weighing all the ingredients in the water phase into this beaker here. First thing we're going to put in here is some niacinamide. Now, niacinamide is amazing. It brightens the complexion, it refines your pores, and it supports a healthy skin barrier. So this is really well known for its skin brightening properties, which is why we're using it here. But it has those other benefits as well. So we're going to go ahead and put in a little bit of niacinamide. Perfect. Then the next powdery ingredient we're going to add in here is some DL Panthenol. Now we're adding Panthenol in for a few reasons. It's going to give you lots of vitamin B, which is great for your skin. And it also deeply moisturizes and helps repair dry and stressed skin. It acts almost as a humectant. So in addition to these beautiful vitamins, it's going to help draw moisture to your skin and keep you nice and moisturized. DL Panthenol and niacinamide work really well together as a great vitamin combination, a B complex. So we're going to go ahead and add this in, and that's very good for your skin. Then we're going to go ahead and add in the distilled water. This is going to help dissolve down the powders, and water serves a purpose of hydrating and refreshing your skin. We're making a 100-gram batch today. Perfect. Next, we're going to be adding in some aloe vera water. Now, I made this aloe vera water with an aloe vera powder that you rehydrate, and it's a very concentrated aloe vera. This is straight aloe vera liquid. And we're going to be using aloe vera in here for a few reasons. It's very deeply healing. It actually is known to soothe the skin, calm, and it balances the skin as well. It calms the skin and balances the skin as well. Now you have to be careful when you use a product like aloe vera. Aloe vera lowers the pH of your product naturally, which is great because it's high in electrolytes. Aloe vera aids in healing and helps with any type of irritation you may have going on. It's also cooling. It's very well known for its ability to speed up healing and cell turnover. So with those two ingredients in there, we're gonna go ahead and mix it up. Now, too much aloe vera, you do have to be careful with how much aloe vera you add to a product because it does have the ability to lower the pH naturally of your formula, and that's because it's high in electrolytes. And if you use too much, you can lower that pH. In my opinion, you can get that pH a little bit too low, especially depending on what other ingredients you're using in your formula. So just be aware of that. You do want to be careful with how much. This actually turns out to be the perfect pH, the final product for your skin, which is between a 4.5 and a 5.5. And this one, I believe, is about a 5.4, if I remember correctly. I can take a final read on it at the end as well to give you the exact pH. So then we're going to go ahead and add in some glycerin. Now you could also use sodium lactate here or propanediol. I am using glycerin today because I wanted to get more of that kind of conditioned feeling that glycerin gives your skin. And this is going to help to draw moisture into the skin for a lasting hydration and softness. Sometimes too much glycerin can be a bit sticky in a formula. So you want to also be careful with your usage right here. And if you find it to be too sticky, you could switch to something like sodium lactate or propanediol. Okay, just giving this a good stir to combine. Then we're going to go ahead and put in a preservative. Now, a preservative is necessary in this formula because we are going to be combining oils and waters. And so it's very important. You don't want microbial growth, mold, bacteria in your formula. So it's very important to add a preservative, a broad spectrum preservative that's great in a wide range of pHs. And today I'm using Liquid Dermal Plus. It's great for this sort of formula. So we're going to go ahead and add this into the water phase. Okay. Giving this a stir to combine. Now, I have also created a formula where you add in some Polysorbate 20 into the water phase here as well. And I'll show you that formula. In fact, I will give you that formula over on Patreon as well. So I'm going to be giving you this formula on Patreon, but I also will give you a version with Polysorbate 20, and I'll show you the Polysorbate 20 version at the end as well, so you can kind of see the difference between the two. This one I'm leaving polysorbate free, no solubilizers in this Biphase Facial Glow Serum, and I'll talk about the reasons why when I show you the Polysorbate one. They're both great formulas, they just have a little bit different properties. So depending on what you like or what you're going for, you can make either one. So we're going to go ahead and take the water phase. Now I'm going to pour the entire water phase into this gorgeous fine mist sprayer. I didn't get to demonstrate these on my facial mist spray videos because they hadn't come in yet, but these are perfect for facial mist sprays and for this Biphase Facial Glow Spray because this has an atomizer top, so it's just going to give you a nice and lightweight, even distribution of the product. I'm pouring the water phase in here because we're going to be mixing up the oil phase and then pouring it on top. So we're going to go ahead and place our water phase right into this container. This is such a gorgeous container as well, you guys. Like, I have these in my Amazon store, so if you're interested in purchasing these, I have a link in my store, and your link really does help me out a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and pour the water phase like this. And Biphase Facial Glow sprays are actually really pretty to look at. When you get that kind of layered look going on, if you're familiar with the ones that have been sold online and in cosmetic stores, then you'll know that that is a really beautiful look. So you're going to be able to see that at the end when I'm done here. And the other one with the polysorbate. So I'm going to take this little beaker here and we're going to weigh off the oil phase. And in fact, I may get a smaller beaker. I think we could go even smaller here because we're only making 100 grams. And as you can see, most of it is in the water phase. Okay, so for the oil phase ingredients, the first thing I'm going to do is weigh off some argan oil. Now, I have used a different combination of oils in this formula as well, so feel free to customize it to whatever oil combination you like. But I'm using the argan oil because it's a bit more emollient and it also gives you a very silky finish. So I'm really liking the feel of the argan oil. I have used meadow foam seed oil in this formula as well, and meadow foam seed oil is also gorgeous in this formula, but it's going to give you more of a drier oil feel. Meadow foam seed oil and squalane are kind of drier oils, so something to consider depending on what type of properties you want to bring to it. So we're going to go ahead and place the argan oil in here. Okay. The next oil we're going to use is jojoba oil. Jojoba oil really helps to balance the natural oil production and it helps to smooth your skin texture. So jojoba oil is a gorgeous one. Also, I'm using oils that are rich in color because I like the color contrast in the biphase. Just aesthetically speaking, it's nice to have the golden oils floating on top, and you'll see what I mean in just a minute. So we're going to go ahead and put in the jojoba oil for its skin balancing properties. This one is close to your own skin sebum as well, so it's just I think most people's skin really like jojoba oil. It just balances and makes you feel moisturized without feeling greasy. So make sure you're using the golden jojoba oil if you want that nice rich color like I'm going for here. They do sell like a clear jojoba. I just like the color of the golden one. The last oil I'm going to be putting into the oil phase is some squalane oil. Squalane, this is olive derived, and it's a lightweight emollient that helps to restore suppleness and glow. It's a really gorgeous oil. It's great for fine lines and wrinkles. Helps to smooth out fine lines and wrinkles. This one is a water clear color. All right. The last ingredient that we're going to be putting in here is a little bit of fragrance oil. You could use essential oil here as well if you like, or you can leave it totally fragrance free. If you decide not to put any fragrance in it at all, you're just going to up one of the liquid oils in the amount. You're going to omit this and add this back into one of the other oils of your choice. We're adding the tiniest bit of fragrance here, and the reason I'm doing that is just to help to keep this cosmetic smelling fresh. I'm using a little bit of warm vanilla sugar. This one's by Nature's Garden. Just the littlest bit, again, to keep this smelling fresh. You don't want a lot of fragrance on anything that's going on the face. First of all, it can be an irritant, and second of all, it can be overwhelming since it's right next to your nose. You don't want to be smelling it all day long. You just want to kind of smell it as you're spraying it, and then you want it to dissipate. So I'm just mixing in my oils, making this homogeneous, and then we're going to go ahead and pour it over the water phase here. And it's that simple, everyone. We now have a gorgeous, gorgeous Bi-Face Facial Glow Serum packed with vitamins, nutrients, moisturizing properties, super simple to make. Again, I will provide the Polysorbate 80 version or the Polysorbate 20 version over on my Patreon campaign as well, because that way you have a choice between the two, or if you want to make both and then compare the two. I'm really liking this one personally for my skin type right now. As I'm aging, I'm noticing that my skin is losing like its natural oils, and so therefore it can feel a little bit dry. So more emollients right now, and with the weather changing into fall and winter, I like a little bit more of an emollients. So this is what this looks like. Isn't that so gorgeous, you guys? I think they're so elegant looking, very high-end looking. Now this is what the Polysorbate version looks like. To me, it's not as aesthetic. This milky layer here is because of the Polysorbate 20 acts as a solubilizer. It's a little bit of a solubilizer, but because you want it to be bi-phase, you still want that layered look, right? But with the Polysorbate, it makes that layered look a little bit milky instead of perfectly like clear like this one. So to me, I like the aesthetic of this a little bit better. And here's that beautiful lid. And I kind of like the way this one feels on my skin right now. But that being said, this one, it feels kind of like a silky dry oil. If you've ever used a silky dry oil where you put it on and it moisturizes your skin, but it dries down so super fast and you don't feel it. It's very lightweight, but it also gives you kind of that moisture, that lightweight moisture. So I'm going to demonstrate both of these for you just so you can kind of see the difference. All you're going to do, you can see I've been using this one quite a bit. I do like it. It's just not as emollient as this one. So what you're going to do, and then I'll link these in the description box below as well. Or I'll just put the link to my Amazon store. I'll put these in the Amazon store as well. They might already be there, but I'll put them in there if they're not. And that way you can take a look at both of these spray bottles. I'm really liking them. So what you're going to do with this is you're going to give it a shake to temporarily combine. So one of the nice things with using the Poly 20 is when you shake it up, it temporarily combines it, making it look homogeneous. So when you spray it out, you're getting an even amount of, or I shouldn't say an even amount, but you're getting a mixed up homogeneous version of the water and oils. So that's a benefit. It looks kind of good when you spray it. And then you're just going to spray it onto your face. And then you just rub it in. And as you can see, it's like an instant kind of dewy glow. Now you can also use this facial spray anytime you want a little extra hydration or refresh on your face during the day. I've been using it just under my makeup. I'm finding it really nice to put on under my makeup and under my moisturizer. So I'll put the serum on and then I'll put on my moisturizer, then my makeup. So there's that. Just kind of gives you a nice hydrated, glowy look. And then I'll go ahead and demonstrate this one on the other arm, but this one's already dry. So it feels soft and moisturized, but it's already dried down. So that's the benefit of this one. And then this one, this is what it looks like after when you shake it. You're gonna shake it up before use. So, you can take a look at the difference when you shake. This one gets homogeneous. This one, just for a brief few seconds. But you're going to give it a shake anyway, and then you're going to spray it onto your skin. Now this one's going to give you, has a little bit more of a spreadability factor too, because the oils are not solubilized. But what the water ingredients do in here and what the water does is it really helps to seal the moisture into your skin. So it's sort of like if you have a body spray, It's sort of like if you have a body oil that you like to use, it's best to put it on right out of the shower because the water from your body, it seals in the moisture from the body oil, seals it in, and then it doesn't feel slick. This is the same idea. The water in the spray just locks it in and you don't feel greasy. You just feel nice and hydrated. But there's your kind of dewy, glowy look. All right, everybody, that's how you make a beautiful and luxurious biphase facial glow serum. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please leave me some questions and comments below. That really means a lot to me. It helps my video get out to more people as well. And why not subscribe to my channel? All right, everyone, catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining.